Shut up and sit down.
Welcome to In My Arrogant Opinion. This is a video playlist from West Harris where our ideas, thoughts, reviews, and unsolicited opinions about daytime soaps and other shows are shared. Of course, this is all for entertainment purposes. We've been watching daytime and primetime soaps since the 1900s, so you can trust us. Welcome to another episode of In My Arrogant Opinion. Today, we're talking about how a once powerful and interesting character turned a shell of their former self. Yep, I am talking about Phyllis Summers on The Young and the Restless. In my arrogant opinion, the writers seem to think her only hobby should be obsessing over her adult children and making questionable life choices. Why is Phyllis like this? Okay, let's get one thing straight. Phyllis used to be a boss, literally. She ran the Grand Phoenix Hotel, and when she did, she didn't need Daniel or Summer glued to her side to feel validated. Now, in my arrogant opinion, she's become Genoa City's resident helicopter mom. Except the helicopter's on fire and she's flying it straight into everyone's business. Look out, belay! Don't get me started on the DOA snooze fest that will be Abbott communication. Why is Phyllis so preoccupied with Daniel working with her? When she was running her own hotel, she didn't care if Daniel was in the building in another state or on another continent like Summer in Europe. Suddenly, she's acting like her son is the missing piece to her professional puzzle in life. Newsflash, he's not. And let's not forget, for a huge portion of his life, she was not involved. Maybe she should try LinkedIn instead of doing family therapy sessions at Crimson Lights through Abbott Com's health package. Jeez. Speaking of therapy, yes, I hear some of you all saying, oh my goodness, she was just kidnapped. She's suffering from PTSD. Come on, people. Phyllis has been acting like this for the past couple of years. Before the kidnapping escapade, and even before Heather's untimely demise. This isn't trauma. This is a pattern. And not the fun designer kind. This is bad writing. Question, when was her last real relationship? And I know this is going to sound a little harsh or even less evolved, but when was the last time Phyllis had a real romantic storyline that didn't end in disaster or a restraining order? Maybe she needs a hobby or a date or both. If she wasn't so annoying right now, Damien would be perfect for her. In my arrogant opinion, I would prefer to see old school Phyllis with him, though he seems to have his eyes on Lily. But Lily has a type. Can Phyllis have a non-Billy, Nick, Jack love interest to distract her from micromanaging her grown kids? You see what wonders coughing Cole has done for Victoria? I can't remember the last time she was at the Newman or Chancellor offices. Drop down in the comments and share whether you think Damien would be a good match for Phyllis. And if not him, then who? So most shows use an archetype for their characters. It is why following along in long daytime for decades is so easy to do. I'm not sure of the shrill, frantic archetype they are now modeling Phyllis after, but old school Phyllis reminded me of Carly Benson, Quartermain, 3 times, Corinthos, Alcazar, Jax, Spencer on General Hospital. Let's compare. Carly on GH is still a schemer, still fierce, but now she's a grown-ass woman. She's a mom, a grandma, and she's not running around like a headless chicken. Meanwhile, Phyllis is a mom, a grandma, and is written as needy, whiny, and, in my arrogant opinion, a little unhinged. And not in the fun way like a Vivian from Days of Our Lives. Both characters have a long legacy of being fiercely protective of their families and going after their vision, but only one is being written like an actual adult now. In my arrogant opinion, they need to give Phyllis a real therapist. And no, not Sharon. Get her a professional. I want to see her transcript, by the way. Let her have a romance that doesn't involve blackmail or body hiding, at least not from the offset. And please, don't let it be Nick or Billy. When Adam first returned from the dead or his Vegas sabbatical, I kind of wanted him and Phyllis to get together, to terrorize everyone. Maybe let her rediscover her businesswoman roots and stop treating her kids like emotional support animals. Go work for Fenmore's or whoever owns the athletic club now. In my arrogant opinion, the writers need to remember what made Phyllis iconic: her independence, her scheming brilliance, and her ability to stand on her own. Let's retire the needy, malfunctioning mom act and give Phyllis Summers the grown-up, layered storyline she deserves. Thanks for tuning in to In My Arrogant Opinion. Subscribe and drop your own rants in the comments because let's be honest, we all have opinions about Phyllis.